Hello, everybody. Welcome to Enlightened Investor. I am your host, Dr. Joshua Luer, and this is Mike Mahoney from Cypress Asset Management. We can't tell you how excited we are to be here with you today. This has kind of been a culmination of 15 years of being together and really like maybe a good 6 months or so of planning this show. And really, this is our introduction today, and we're above high and excited. and I think what we want to do is kind of keep this simple, kind of tell you a little bit who we are, what is our mission of the show, and kind of give you a few key takeaways so that we want you to come back and really learn. And so the whole premise of the show, Mike, is what it's about.
Well, I think we want to empower people to make better decisions with their money because there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of misinformation. And what people aren't aware of, though, is there's 70 years of good academic finance that is Nobel Prize winning that is powerful and can really make transformational change in their lives.
You bet. You hear, folks, what we're here is about financial and economic education. That's what we want to kind of promote here. There's evidence-based investing. There's a lot of economic data that helps us support you in decision making with regards to your financial investments. And listen, you don't have to necessarily trust us, right, Mike? The data is out there.
The data speaks for itself, right?
The data speaks for itself. And so we've been working hard together on putting an educational and entertaining channel together. We're going to have incredible stories, statistics, as well as interviews that will help educate you and the public. And I think that's kind of our mission, frankly. So let's next maybe introduce ourselves to everybody. This is me hard for Mike, but I'm going to ask him to do a brief introduction.
It won't be hard. I think yours is better than mine. Come on, you're a doctor, a PhD. And first and foremost, I'm an investor. I mean, I think my road to becoming an advisor started off with me being an investor, just handling money for a family from a business sale back in the early 80s. Then I went into handling personal money for myself, handling friends, and got my brokerage license as a Series 7 stockbroker, 1985, on the dark side, by the way. 1992, I became a certified financial planner. I was one of the first in the area. Did not do a lot of practice as a broker, though. I more or less just kind of hung onto my license and then followed the passion of it, helped friends out, and then realized that there was a better way to invest your money, both personally and professionally, and started a registered investment advisory practice, Cypress, in 2000, and here I am today.
Yeah, that's a great story, and I think that I've also had some passion with helping individuals as well. But brief introduction about for me is I'm Dr. Luer. I'm a professor of economics at a regional private university here in Peoria called Bradley University. I'm also editor of a journal called the Journal of Economic Insight. I was with Mike before my professional career as an economist. I was a registered representative selling insurance, annuities. I know it's your favorite.
Yes, we'll talk about those.
And mutual funds. And I didn't do too bad, Mike, but I just wanted to kind of get into teaching a little bit. And that's frankly why I got into it, is that kind of some passion about education. And so it's been 21 years, folks. I graduated in 2000 from University of Nebraska-Lincoln. It's been over 20 years doing teaching. Incredible how fast that goes. But I'm married with 3 children, and I guess the one thing that's kind of interesting about me, and forgive me, Mike, is that I'll tell you, folks, I have a little dyslexia, so if I flip numbers on the show sometimes, if 8 is supposed to be a 3, and I flip them around.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
I want that on my compounding.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone's okay with that except my wife when I mess up the checkbook. So that's a little story about me. So maybe we can talk about why we got this show started, because, I think one of the things I came to Mike about, 3-6 months ago, like, gosh, there's a lot of misinformation. And is there something we can do about this? And he says he deals with this every day as a financial advisor. So maybe, Mike, we came up with dozens of ideas,
right,
but maybe we can share a few ideas of why we started this channel.
Well, I think we want to try it. I mean, obviously, you're an educator, and in essence, I'm an educator. I think before I ever get clients to come on board, I basically just educate them on making better decisions and show them the data and let them make the decisions for themselves, just to empower people to make better decisions. But when you look out there in the industry, much of the industry, I think they're good people, but unfortunately, the structure is not set such that they align with their client interest because they're getting paid from their employer. You got commissions involved, and it just leads to a lot of misinformation.
And potential like frustration, bad outcomes for people.
Oh, for sure.
And then they just leave investing together.
Right.
Mike, money's not everything, is it? I mean, but it's just a tool to get things done, and there's just so much misinformation about it that we feel that we can cut through some of that and just give you the meat and potatoes, folks, to help you make better decisions. So avoid those pitfalls. And could you speak a little bit also about like sort of behavioral issues? Second about how that.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to bring a guest speaker in that topic because that probably, I think behavioral is probably more important than the market, because when you look at people and the losses they make through the years, it's not the markets that cause this, it's the behavior of people, whether they're market timing, performance chasing, undiversified portfolios with concentrated stock positions, you name it. There's a gamut list. And then there's a whole series of, as you know, I mean, you got professors at Bradley could come and speak to this. There's behavioral finance now. And it's been awarded the Nobel Prize to a couple different PhDs as well.
Yep. Exciting
Cognitive dissonance, recency bias, confirmation
All
bias.
kinds
There's
of
a whole
biases.
laundry list that'll be a great topic as well.
Yep. Folks, we're besides all that, we're going to provide you with economic and financial updates. Like right now, we're kind of in the middle of the summer in 2011, and people are kind of calling us up and asking us about, hey, is this inflation issue? Is it going to be permanent or transitory? What should I do? I'm an individual that's looking at retiring soon, or I'm living off my savings already. Or maybe I'm just a young investor. Do I have to worry about this inflation issue, Mike? So the thing is, we can definitely, we're up on current events. We're a big reading group here. We do a lot of books. We provide our people here with all kinds of books and information.
Right. Yeah, we have the books. We'll provide links to those on the website. I think what we should do too is we'll provide a lot of the data on the slides and bring in some slides when we talk, and
boom,
bring in some local experts or national thought leaders as well. Yeah.
Yep, and so excited about that.
Yeah.
And we've brought in speakers to Bradley as well to come. And I think lastly, we went on to kind of joke around and have some fun. We might.
I think we'll have that.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone wants our humor though.
Yeah. So sometimes my nickname J-Lou Mahoney.
I don't know. The professor and the advisor. Let's just stick with that one.
Yeah, I like that better. So, one last thing before we kind of let you go for the first video here is our branding. And so kind of in front of me, I've got this folksy Benjamin Franklin and the Thomas Edison light bulb, and there's human being. This is to show the Enlightenment period, that human beings able to critically think, learn about how the world works in science. And I think we're at a point now, Mike, with some of the academic literature that we've kind of come, I hope, to a point where you have an Enlightenment period in the investing world. And I think you're leading the charge on that. I mean, don't you think?
Yeah, I think we're getting there too, because, by the way, I want to mention this is the 50th anniversary of the first index fund this month. So I think that's part of the Enlightenment. And I just looked at the facts on that real quick today and checked. The total market right now for ETFs, exchange traded funds, and mutual funds is like $17 trillion. Of that, 51% is already in index funds and ETFs. So that's huge.
That's been a big difference since 1970s for sure.
Right.
The quote of the day we had is facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. And I think that this kind of reminds me about the spillover of academics in as well as in finance. And as an economist, I see that 95% of economists believe in globalization and certain things, but yet American public, less than half believe that globalization is a good thing. And I know there's losers in globalization, but overall the economy wins and we use more resources more effectively. When it comes to finance, there's so much, misinformation out there.
Well, I even think, and this will be interesting, we'll go into this at a later topic, but just briefly touch on it, but academia really doesn't do a good job of teaching financial literacy.
Right, or economic literacy.
Yeah.
And so, folks, that's part of what we're doing this. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit for Mike and I to grab to just kind of blow your socks off on some of these things. So anyway, in closing, I guess I'm really looking forward to being here. Mike and I, we hope this works out and we have many, many episodes, many years of programming, and we get a chance to meet some of you along the way. Make sure if you enjoy the program, you give us a thumbs up. We're going to put some information in the
Share
notes.
it with
of
your
this.
friends.
Yeah, share it with your friends. We're going to put some information in the notes, like our website, as well as our Facebook page, where you can kind of maybe get a hold of us. So, hey, this is our first video. What do you think?
Sure, that was good. And we'll share some resources as well. We'll put the slides out there.
Yep. So, hey, this is the Enlightenment team. Thanks for
forward to it.
watching. We're out.